Hey guys, Justin here. Hey, sorry for the short video last time. I need to start trying to upload more than once a week. I just haven't, I don't know, just haven't really been feeling it lately. I kind of go in and out. I don't know, have different phases and haven't really been feeling the YouTube one as much. But I'll get back into it eventually. I have been buying some new knives though. So you can see this is my newest one. This is the Cold Steel Black Talon 2. I bought this one off Amazon. This is an S35 VN, and this one's made in Taiwan, which a lot of them are. And then this is my Tiger Claw that I picked up last year. I've had it about a year. This is one of the older ones, I think, in CTS XHP. Also made in Taiwan, which is definitely not a negative. They're really well-made knives. But the topic of the video is not to talk about either of these knives, or to do a review or anything. The reason why I wanted to do this video is I wanted to talk about the appeal of what I call stupid knives. So stupid knives are things like, and if you guys don't agree with this, that's okay. I'm using the word stupid as in any knife that's not like a simple, I don't know, traditional knife, or like a titanium frame lock flipper, like a very vanilla knife. But something that's on the very opposite end of the spectrum. So things like this, like karambits with like swooping serrated blades, reverse S knives that have these giant like Emerson opener tabs on them, just things like that, like the Spyderco Civilian. Most Balisongs, I like Balisong. That's the thing. When I say stupid knives, like I love what I call stupid knives. But there's a reason why I call them stupid knives. And the fact is, knives like that or like this, in everyday use for like opening boxes or cutting up cardboard or opening packages, they're not really that useful. I mean, a blade like this, it's going to be strong enough. I mean, it has thick blade stock. The lock, of course, it's a cold steel, so the lock would hold like, I don't know, 200 pounds or whatever. So it would work just fine. Like, it's not going to, cave under the pressure per se. Same with this guy. This is the Black Talon 2. And it was actually redesigned to have a thicker tip, so you can kind of see there how thick the tip is on that. Let's see if I can zoom in on it. Yeah, so the tip on this, I mean, if you cut something with this, it'd be fine. The Spyderco Civilian, it's a little more fragile. And they say in the box, with that one specifically, it was not made for everyday use. It's made for self-defense. This one, though, would stand up just fine. But yeah, by and large, these knives, they're just not that useful. But what is the appeal of them? Why do so many people like the karambits and the reverse S blades and the crazy like serrated edges like this? And hopefully this video will shed a little bit of light on that, at least from my perspective, and why I think those knives appeal to people. So one of the things is, I think one of the reasons why people are into the knife hobby is because of the pocket jewelry factor. So why do people buy custom knives, for example? $2,000-$3,000 knives. They want to have something that's cool that's in their pocket that they can show to other people. It's kind of like having a nice watch. I think some of that sort of overflows into this category of knives. I mean, if you pull this out and show it to somebody, like, they're going to freak out if they're not a knife person. I mean, with the reverse S style blade, they're going to see this and freak out in a good way or in a bad way. But it's just such an unconventional blade shape. And then in addition, it's fully serrated. So it's like, what is the purpose of that? And, Cold Steel is going to say self-defense. But yeah, it's the factor. It's the idea of having something unique and cool in your pocket that is going to surprise people. I think that's part of it. That's part of it for me. Like when I pull one of these out, and I show somebody or I post a picture on Facebook or whatever, it's like, oh yeah, that's cool, that's wicked. That's not something you see every day, and I tend to lean towards that in all the hobbies that I'm in. I don't want to be the vanilla person with what everybody else has. I don't want to be the person who's like biting my fingernails, waiting for the latest drop so I can get in on that. It's just not normally my style. I like to have things that are unique, things that you're not going to see everywhere, things that a lot of people probably can't or wouldn't carry. But I can't really close this one with one hand. But yeah, that's definitely a big part of it for me. This one closes nice and smooth with one hand. I like to have something that's unique that I can pull out and show someone and just get the wow factor, I guess. Yeah, that's a lot of it for me. And I'm thinking, I guess I'm focusing on these cold steels here. Cold steel makes a lot of these, what I call stupid knives, like huge knives, like crazy serrations, crazy blade, grinds or edges, extremely overbuilt backlocks. I mean, you can see how thick the backlock is. And just listen to this thing when it opens. I mean, that's crazy. That is way stronger than you would ever need. Same with this one. And it's the triad lock though. I mean, it's that strong. So besides the wow factor, I think another reason at least why I like to carry these knives is I like the way they make me feel when I carry them. It's almost like if you ever got into a situation where you needed a knife for self-defense, you would know that you had the perfect knife for that. I mean, this guy, like, it's going to work great. I mean, it's not going to be fatal, but it's going to let the attacker know very clearly that they shouldn't mess with you. At least you have something to defend yourself. Same with this one. I actually think the reverse S is a little bit more usable than this. And this also has this giant ring. Of course, the idea being that you pull the ring and this opener catches your pocket and then it opens the blade on the way out. But the lock is too stiff on this to really work well, which is kind of unfortunate. I've had knives with Emerson openers that work great. It's just unfortunately this one, the lock is too strong. I'm assuming it would probably be the same on this one. But yeah, it's like, it makes me feel protected. It makes me feel prepared, just in case something happened. Like, why do we carry balisongs or automatic knives or gravity knives or just things like that? It's because they give us a feeling of protection. This is, my speculation. I took this to a movie theater a few months ago, and I was sitting there and I was like, I'm really glad I have this knife. And one of the biggest reasons was I started thinking about all the crimes and stuff that have happened in theaters. And it's like, I don't feel comfortable carrying a gun into a theater, but if I can at least have something like a knife, and this is kind of where some of my beliefs and stuff come into play too. It's like, well, if God has a plan and, your day has come, then you're going to pass anyway. But, where you find your security, is it in a knife or is it in God? So you can kind of get into that discussion too. But I don't think it's a bad thing to want to be prepared for situations that may come up. So that's another big reason. And then I guess sort of playing into the first one, I just like the way they look. They just look so cool. I mean, look at the edge. Look how toothy it is. Just a wicked looking edge. And I guess, kind of like I said, they're so different from anything else that I have in my collection, aside from like a Spyderco Civilian, that they just stand out. They're conversation pieces, kind of like I talked about. And yeah, they're just really cool. These two in particular were actually very reasonable in terms of price. So that's another appeal to them, but that's not like for the whole category of what I'm calling stupid knives. Like custom knives, I would consider those stupid in a lot of cases. It's because they're so overdone with materials and craftsmanship and appearance, which again, this is not a negative at all. It's just how I'm labeling them. But, they're not going to look like this or be in the $100 price range or even close. So the price isn't really a factor. But anyway, that's just some of my thoughts, I guess, on what I call stupid knives. Don't take offense to it. I think they're great. I think it's the best term to label these knives. I mean, they're not the most practical. They're not, they're going to scare people, obviously, but they're so cool. They make you, feel cool or protected when you have them. And they certainly are a great conversation piece. So, anyway, give me your thoughts in the comments. What do you think about knives like this? Do you like them? Do you not like them? Are you more of a vanilla knife person? Where you just enjoy the titanium frame lock flippers? Maybe you do. But anyway, I'd love to hear what your thoughts on that are. Drop them in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, and please subscribe to my channel for a lot more knife content to come. Have a good weekend, guys. We'll see you.